Welcome back to another episode of a very basic space program. We have just spent 200 science points on long-term space habitat era electronics research, just so we can get better communications and better science and all sorts of other things. Oh, some very nice bits there. But we've got some craft we've got to deal with, so please join me. Well, here we are around Jupiter with our Discovery 12, is it? Yeah, Discovery 12, which is going to do its final flyby in the Jupiter system, and that is going to be of Callisto. And I'm just wondering, is there anything we can do while we're near Callisto? We've got 120 meters of delta V left. I'm sure we could do something with that. Let's have a look. What could we actually do with that? If we spend all of it, if we just go for all of that, what do we do? Wow, that actually just pumps us further. That's what we want to do. We want to go this way. What if we go this way? That takes us past it. So if we did everything we wanted, yeah, that's not going to happen. So we're not going to do a maneuver there. What we could do is we could do a maneuver out here. What's this? Is this going to do for us? Is this going to do anything better? Are we going to? What if we spend 120 there? It's probably just the same thing. Okay, so I think this flyby, we will complete the contract. I'm sure we're going to be, it's going to be a reasonable distance. It's going to be pretty close. We'll get a nice view. But I think this may be the last sort of flyby we get. So what we do is, if we put this here, let's actually see. Are we going to get any future interactions? Is what I want to know. Is there anything? No, we've got lots and lots of days and nothing happening. So. I don't think we need to worry too much about this craft. It can just sit in Jupiter orbit, and we can come back to it in the future. It's nuclear powered, so in about 50 years it will have pretty much no electricity left. But let's see it fly past Callisto. I think now we are 1 day away from our flyby past Callisto, and we have a solar storm in progress. It's going to be about 6 hours. That's not going to be a problem. But interestingly, it's affecting one of our Mars relays, but not the other two. So it's a very specific, obviously, solar storm just hitting the relay and Jupiter. That's an interesting one, isn't it? And we still don't have a signal to the Discovery 11 to Uranus. That is a little concerning. The Neptune craft left a lot later, I suppose, and it's got signal. It's got 23%. So, yeah, I'm worried about the Uranus craft. We may end up having to send something else, and that's a long way to go. So we may have to look for another window and send something bigger and beefier. It would be maybe nice to send something there anyway, but we'll look into Uranus. I think that sounds terrible. We are in the sphere of influence of Callisto. I'm actually going to pause the transmission of a load of stuff. We want to just stop a lot of the transmissions. I want to try and finish some some actual transmission stuff. So we've got a lot of data going out now. We've got pressure scan, temperature scan. Let's have a look at how long are they going to take. Where do I do this? Where is it gone? Right, I want temperature. That's going to take a while. We've got pressure. Where's pressure? And we've got telemetry. I want to finish them so that we can actually grab that contract. There we are. So we've got about an hour and something actually on this. Now, that's Jupiter, I believe. There's the sun. So I think Callisto is actually there, and we're on the dark side of it. So we're gonna see how that goes. We've got 2 minutes, 7 minutes of this. So we're gonna let this speed through, gather this data, and transmit it. Let's have a look. So it should be transmitting nicely. Have we actually got the flyby done? So we've got to get within that. We haven't transmitted from space near to Callisto yet. Okay, well, that is done. What's our stuff looking like? We are low on the old power. It is rocking a bit, isn't it? I think we might turn the transmitter off, actually. You know what? I think that's going to be the best idea. Turn the transmitter off, and we're now going to gain power. And those are basically done. We can send them whenever we want, but we want to get close. We want to get nice and close to the moon. Right. So those are now done. We're going to stack them over there so that they're there. Right. We are coming in closer. You know what? Have we got? I think we can probably risk turning that on and then we can get this data, and that's just going to build up, isn't it? Yeah, that's going to build up. That's fine. So that's done. We're now just got to get near to Callisto. We've got to get within 20,000 kilometers. What is our periaps? Our periaps is 130 kilometers. Yeah, you can see here actually it is in the dark. We're not going to see Callisto until we actually come past it. We're going to be eclipsed for a little while. We'll have no signal. Yeah, so let's have a look. So we want to transmit. Oh, we've completed the flyby. Oh, that's nice. It's actually completed. So we're actually obviously within the range now. Have we actually activated everything? Is it running? Is things going on? I suppose we can just, right, so the Callisto flyby is complete. That's a nice bit of funding. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to, I'm turning this off now. We need to save electricity as much as possible. Ooh, all right. There we are. We're about to go behind it. There you go. So we are now eclipsed. We are now, or Calypso is eclipsing the sun. There. That's interesting, isn't it? We are in eclipse. Can we just position that nicely, just like there? There we go. That's a lovely shot. You won't be able to see that because of YouTube's compression algorithms and all sorts of things like that. But we're gonna speed past, and then we'll just slow it down as we come over the crest. There, we're gonna come in very close. Oh, there we go. And there we are. Look at that. There it is. Beautiful, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. We are going to gather all the beautiful data right now. That is going to be superb. We can speed it up, but a bit. We'll just we'll double time it, triple time it. Again, we're only going to be in the sphere influence for a little while. It's not a massive issue for us. Should hopefully gather a good bit of data. Let's check how our data is going. We're up to almost full charge now. Right, let's have a look. We've done telemetry analysis. That's good. What else we got going on? Let's have a look. We have, wow, that's almost 1,000 science from this craft. That is a lot of science for a little craft like this, isn't it? And now we can say goodbye to the moon there. That's lovely, isn't it? That's a brilliant shot of Callisto there. Yeah, lovely, absolutely love it. There we go. Right, so what have we got data wise? We've got an awful lot. Oh, this is all transmitting, isn't it? What we're looking like for power? Yeah, we are draining power right now. How long do we have left in this sphere influence? Oh, we actually can see we have minutes. But that will go early, won't it? It'll be, okay, we've got 33. So you know what? We can actually turn these back on because they're not transmitting. Let's have a look. Are we actually using power? We are using power just a little bit because we've got all of the science equipment just firing right now. So let's just fire this out of the sphere of influence. Once it's out, we'll have gathered all the science we can, and then we can just start dumping it. Right. So let's have a look. We have got, as we come out, and we're gonna slow down because this is gonna ping. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that. It's gonna do it. It forces me because I've got it set up to do that. Right. Now we're gonna take this all the way out to the other side, and as soon as we're out the other side, I'm gonna start transmitting like our life depended upon it. There we go. We're out the other side. Right. So we're on 967. Let's turn the transmitter on and watch it go. Wow, that's a lot all of a sudden going, isn't it? How quick is it actually transmitting data? It's definitely going for it. It's definitely go. What if I do that? Can I cancel that? That's going to empty that one out of the way. Just get these small ones out of the way so we get them just done. Right. I'll tell you what we'll do. We're gonna speed it up a bit. 4 times physical. I could actually go into, let's go into 10 times speed. These things, oh, I don't want that one to go yet. Let's get rid of the little ones first. Yeah, that can go. With the big ones, we can let sit for a while. They can take time. There we go. Get rid of the little ones. See what we get out of gathering. What we're on to now. We're up to 1,118. Wow. That one's a big one. We won't want that one. That one will get done quickly. That will be reasonably quick. Oh, there's a megabyte one there, isn't there? Oh, that is a big file. What is that? Image spectroscopy. Says that there's no data. Really? How are you? So all these ones they're the slow ones, aren't they? So we'll have that. Get rid of that. Now get rid of all these. There we go. Right. So I think we'll leave it there. There's only going to be 15, 20 more points of that. But we've got up to 1,118. That's not bad, is it? Right. Well done, little probe. You have done well. I think we may be sending somebody else to Jupiter, because that's not too shabby of a mission, is it? We're going to maybe operate you, send something a bit bigger, and that can bounce around and do a bit more. So, thank you very much. I think this might be the end of you appearing on the screen. So until the future, look after yourself. Right, back to the Space Center. And with all of that science comes 13 more points, which I think... Ooh, let's put them in the VAB, because we can. There we go. We'll just pop that up a little bit. Do that a bit, and then do that. There we go. That's a little bit, and then put a little bit in the R&D as well, just to keep that moving. Right. What else can I could do that, couldn't I? That does unlimited research. I'm not almost to that point actually. That's fully upgraded. Well, that's got a little bit more, but I don't really need it. That's not upgradable. That we're having to wait until we get the tech for it. Oh, what we can do is continuing on what we were doing at the start of the episode. We can put some work there into that. So that will give us level 9 antenna, level 8 comms tech, and level 9 tracking station. And I think is that the far? No, we can go to 10, can't we? 10 tracking, 9 comms, and then is that it? I think that might be it. Right. So we've got one more to go. That requires this one, which we can't get yet. But if we get that and that, then we're done for comms and everything. And then science, these I think are the highest level. We've got the high resolution imaging device, but I think that again is pretty much it. Yeah, so we're getting close to the end of the science section tree. That gives me infrared mapping, and that gives me advanced something or other. And then of course we've got tech. So yeah, potentially we're getting towards the end now of the tech tree. What's that? Oh, that's a separate structure. Don't care about that at the moment. But we do have nuclear engines as an option, though, which would be quite nice, actually, potentially, and improved capsules. And I think the one I really want to go for is, yeah, the Rapier, which is going to involve coming all the way down here. That's a long way to go to get to the Rapier. No, it's this one, isn't it? It's that, and then high-tech space planes, which is that. So it actually is like 1, 2, 3. There's a lot of steps. There's a lot of steps to get there. And we've got 6 days until the Dog 4C is ready, and that's going to, of course, take a new crew of ours up to the station. I think we'll do that. And then we've got just we've got these two things, Leela 1 and Leela 2, which you have no idea about, but we may launch one of those in this episode. So yeah, let's get this crew change happening. And not too soon either. We just got a warning pop up on the screen there that the crew is getting a little bit problematic. I mean, I think they're about 30%, but let's actually have a look. Let's go to Dawn. Let's have a look at the crew. What are we looking like? Oh, so you are at 34% break. Okay, you have been on orbit for a little while, I think. Did you do that? I think you did the 60-day one. So we may wanna think about that. You're up to 34. We'll actually, let's have a look. Can we see the mission elapsed time? Where are we? You have waiting time. It's not actually showing you. Okay. Well, we can figure that out when we get up there. It's not a big issue. Right. I'm wondering whether it may reset when we send another crew up, though, is my concern. But another crew could sit up there for 90 days anyway. So let's get that crew up and get going. Now, for some reason, I've actually put the Dog 4 onto the unlimited pad. Didn't realise it was on the unlimited pad. That is a bit annoying, but well, it's going to cost us a little bit more to launch it. We've already spent it rolling it out, but let's choose a crew. So who are we putting on board? Let's remove everybody to start with and then go, who do I want to put up on there? Well, we need a scientist. Let's send Deborah. We probably want an engineer. Victoria, you can go, I think. You're the only engineer? No, we got Mary Wilson, Howard, and probably a pilot. Who have we got that isn't a mayor? Kresnova could stay up there for a while. She's experienced, got high courage, reasonable level intelligent. There we go. That's what a team. We've got Howard, Wilson, and Kresnova. Right, let's get this thing to the space station. Right, so I'm going to see if we can actually do a some sort of rendezvous to the station. Let's have a look. There's Dawn. Set as target. Right. Let's have a look. Ascent guidance. What actually altitude is the Dawn at? It is at 300. That's not the best altitude, is it? Got the Mel-1 probe there that needs to get rid of, and Discovery 3 still hanging around. We've got ECOMs flying around. It's a bit of a mess, actually. Let's get rid of those and get rid of the relays for now. Right. So we want to launch into the plane. I think we want to go below. If we go below, we can always do that. The only problem is if you're below, aren't you? What's the periaps? 203, 302, 302. So it's not terrible. So let's go for a 200 by 200. It might be able to do that. Orbital inclination. Oh, that's interesting. I want to, let's see, what have we got? Boost pitch at 80, because I don't like doing it too early. We're going to do that there. So this is going to be 100 kilometers under. That's not a lot. It might be better if we went above at like 500, but then it's a lot to change. Oh, the debates. I think we're going to, oh, what's this? A vessel completed. Oh, it's this thing. Right. Let's try 200. I've got a feeling this is not going to work very well. If we go 500, it's possibly better. Yeah, let's go 500. Can this thing get to 500? I've never really tried it doing this sort of situation. Engage autopilot. There we go. Right, let's see how it goes. We're getting science coming in from Callisto. All the science from Callisto is coming in. That's nice, isn't it? Is that finishing off science? That's interesting. I thought we had 0 science for these points coming in. What are we actually looking like? Have we had a bit of a bump? Yeah, we've 218. That's not bad. Right. Avionics is good. We have ignition of first stage engines, and we are go. The crew is going. We are going up. Right. Let's pull this to the side. Let's pull that there. Let's get close up, and then let's have a look. Let's check the rendezvous planner. What's it saying? Oh, see, so it does launch at its closest point, doesn't it? Right. So now let's speed this up. Let's see how quickly they can get up. We don't need this to be. This is our workhorse rocket, isn't it? It's, you know, two is H1 engines. H1 used to be a thing about that, didn't it? Yeah, the H1. So we've got 2 H1s replacing our LR 79s, I think was what we were originally using, and then we've got the this stage here, which is I can't actually get in at the engine. We're going to pull this down to slower. What's our delta V looking like? Our delta V is almost up at maximum before we do this, which is good. I like it. So then we're going to get that. We're going to fire it. Come on, get control. There we go. We get a little bit of lack of control there. I think it would be better if we had maybe redesigned this, or had some maybe little fins or something on the side of here, just some streaks, just to give it a bit more control. But I don't know the extra mass and all that sort of stuff. But we'll see what happens. Right, our thrust is off by a little bit. It's having a problem with that. Looks as though we are going to be okay, I think. Let's have a look. We're on target. We're on orbit. 1,400. We've got a fair bit of delta V to use. We should be okay. We're looking at air and apoaps is going up. And of course, this engine has the ability to relight, which I'm not taking full advantage of right now. The problem is, by going for 500, it is actually going to be quite a steep launch, and I don't think this craft is actually going to be very good for that. I am tempted to actually change it to 200. It might be better actually to do that. Change it to 200. 200 by 200. Yeah, I think that's the better way to do it. We'll put it into 200. I don't like changing it partway through the launch profile like that. But I think we were going to have a problem there. I think we were going to, it was too steep for this engine to do the way it would have wanted to do it. You'd want to go up to a 170, a 180, 200 periapsis, and then do a boost afterwards, and that's probably better for us. So if I have to do some maneuvers after this, we will see. We'll see what happens. Right, let's get this thing up, and yeah, we'll see how it goes. Around, we have about 30 seconds left on this burn. I don't know if we're going to make it on this tank, actually. I think it's going to have about 100 meters per second free. I think so. Yeah, I think we have to remember this thing is going up to 200 kilometers by 200 kilometers, nothing more than that. It is definitely just putting things into orbit. The good thing is, I mean, this rocket we can actually use for reasonable heavy payloads into orbit around Earth right now. So it's probably going to be the workhorse for a while there for the sort of 7-ton payloads. Not that we have many of them though. Right. So decouple that. Arm those things. There we go. We're wonderful. And then we've got to check all of our systems are actually on. We can get rid of you. Thank you. We're going to turn the dumpy water on and off. We're going to do this one as well. Do that. Dump that on and off. It is annoying, but we will do it. Do that. Do that. And I don't know when, I don't tend to use fuel cells. I never used to use fuel cells at all. But it becomes something that you start doing. So I don't really know if it's always been like that. So we have, let's have a look. We have electric charge perpetual. We have water for 1 day. Well, that's a load of rubbish because we're producing water from the fuel cells. So that's not going to be a problem. Everything else about 4 days. Okay. Right. Let us have a look. Where are we for our rendezvous? Intercept with Hoffman transfer in about a day or so. Okay. Let's have a look. What's that going to do for us? Yeah, that's going to be a nice close-ish approach within 1 kilometer. And then we can move in. I wonder if I can get it a little better. Yeah, that's right. I'm going to try and make it better because that's what I do. So we're going to pop that there. Right, so what's the closest approach right now? It is 1K. Let's go the other way. 0.3. Okay, that's 0.4. So 0.3 is the best. Okay. And then 30 meters per second. Wow, that's going to be easy. Right, let's turn on the RCS and let's warp to that point carefully though. We'll do a speedy up and then we'll do the warp to the point. There we go. So we've not jumped our orbit too much. And we are running okay, are we? I think we're okay. Yeah, we're water's jumping into perpetual. Right. And then we're gonna execute this node. Turn on the RCS. Get us into position, please. That's what we're looking for. Want to get this node going. I'm gonna see how easy we can actually do this. This is I think this is the art of it's become mundane daily. If we get our build rate up enough, we could actually just keep launching these. Now, normally I would actually do a 2-crew pod or a 1-crew pod for this, but 3 crew, not bad. I was also wondering whether we take the Gemini, the big Gemini bit. It's actually quite light, if I remember rightly, and plop that in here, potentially with a heat shield underneath, and we could actually just modify this to transport even more crew, which I think would be really cool. Let's have a look. Closest approach is going to be within 500 meters. Can we get a bit more? No, that's not right. Want to go? No, we're not there. That way. I think a bit more. Let's get it within. Yeah, a bit more. No, that's it. Right, within 290 meters. There we go. Now that's wonderful. And then we're going to go match velocities at closest approach. That's going to be in 44 minutes, so we can just let this thing spin around, and then we can execute the node, I think, when we slow down, when it stops doing the spinning. Hello? Uh-oh. That's not good. 5, 4, oh, warp completed, right. Execute the node. So around here should be something flying at a very, there we are, that's it there. It's approaching. So we're going to let that approach, and then we're going to fire our engines, bring us in. Fire engines, please. Here we go. Fire the engines. Uh-oh. Engine fault. Oh, dear. What is it with this engine? Oh. Now, what is the fault this time? Yeah, this is a problem. I think the big issue we have with this craft is that it's just really annoying. It's just really annoying. Right. I'm going to sit here and burn these engines for a while, and yeah, I'll see you when we get to it. So seriously, this has a mean time between failure of 25 minutes. And it's failing all of the time. I would just be better off with a ring of thrusters here instead, I think. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. I think we'll modify this to make the dog 4D. Is this the 4C? The 4D or the 4E or something? Because this is just getting silly now. So we've been thrusting now for a good couple of minutes, and yeah, we can see the station is now almost 10 kilometers away because, of course, it's taking time to slow down. We're then going to have to close that distance. The good thing is that our intercept is actually only, 200 kilometers away, and it's actually going down, and so we are getting closer to it. We may end up out with a secondary intercept in the future that we can actually use as a little stepping stone. So I'll play around with that. We'll see what we can get. It might be something we can do, it might not be, but we're getting to the point now where we're in the zone, we're in the range of this craft, and we can at least hang around the station. I will do this all off camera though, because you have seen me trying to dock with terrible thrust. Comment down below, what do you think? I mean, we're going for a single engine for this craft, but it's literally it's a little pop around craft. We could pull that out and we could put something else in here. I mean, these use, I don't know what these use. I'm assuming they use the same fuel that we've got in here. In which case, we just pop this out. We put something else in. We don't need the 800 meters per second. We actually need about 300. Let's be entirely honest. We're overdoing it a bit. So maybe we could just use something else. We'll use some small thrusters or something like that. We're down to about 100 meters, kilometers away now, so that's not bad. Actually, the next intercept's about 90 or something. So we are getting to a point now where we're going to have an intercept in the future that's actually not terrible, and we could actually see that change and drop. So I'm going to keep an eye on it just in case. But I shall see you hopefully near a docking opportunity. Right, so we've got to a point now where we are actually going to have an intercept that is within. Let's just slow this down. Ooh, abort node. Right. Let's fire that backwards, actually. There we go. So we're going to have an approach that's going to be within 200. I think within 200 meters, I think that's a better option. How are we looking for? I mean, we're looking okay for the life support, I'm assuming. Yeah, we've got like 5 days. We've got 5 days. 5 days, 4 days, 3 days. So we've got plenty of time on this. So we're not in a hurry. So match velocities at closest approach would be my next button. There we go, within an hour. It's going to be 70. Oh, right. That's going to be problematic. Yeah, that is now completely red. So let's roll this forward until we get to near that time. 1 hour 90. Okay, so we're gonna take a little bit of time to slow down. I think we're gonna use manual control for this. That station is gonna come close. We're gonna get within 5 minutes. Is it gonna be a 5-minute burn? Now, I think it might be. I think it could be. Right. We're gonna come in within 5 minutes. There we go. 25, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. There we go. Right. Where's the space station gone? Is that the space station? No. Where is the space station? It's around here somewhere. I know it is. Oh, there it is. Right. So we're going to put this on. We're going to do this manual. We're going to put you on node. Get me onto the node, and then we're going to fire this up, and hopefully we're actually going to, you can see we're approaching. How quickly is this going to fire? How quickly is this going to slow me down? Okay, this is actually making us look better. Okay. Right, let's just speed that up a bit. There we go, bit of physical time warp. We are approaching the station. I'm hoping that we've actually not gone too late. I don't think we have, because we're gonna start getting to diminishing returns soon. Once we get past sort of 10 meters per second, it starts to be minimal impact. Right, let's do another one. Now the other thing is that ghosting position does my head in when you go into physical time warp with this station, and it is only this station that it seems to do it with. It doesn't do it with the things on this save. So yep, we're down to 13.3, 13.2, 13.1. We are about 3 minutes away. Okay. We are getting, oh, the interesting is we're actually getting closer. The actual, because the braking speed is as it is, we are actually getting to below 400 meters now. That's interesting. Right, I'm going to get this close and then I shall jump back to you. Right, we're now at 750 meters away from the station. We are braking with everything we have got, but it is going to be tight as to whether we stay close or not. I don't know. 3.5, 3.4, 3.3, 3.2, 3.1, less than 3 meters per second now. It's 600 meters away. We have about 5 minutes until, you know what? I think we are at a point now where we need to just let it run. Right. What's happened to the station? It's there. Right. Let's put it on target relative velocity minus is where I want to be on. We're gonna zero out our velocity now, and I think what I want to do is a bit of that, a bit of this. Let's get as close as we can. There we go. Get it to there. And then a bit of this. We're now going to bring it in. And I want to be within, I don't know. There we go. And that's nice. I think that's good. So we're just letting our 1 meter per second now just bring us in towards the target. We're going to be within 30. Now, this is not what you should do, because this is bad, but 1 meter per second, not an issue. I shall do a braking burn when we get near it. All right, we're now within 150 meters of this, so I think it's time for us to start thinking about docking, actually. And I'm looking at this docking port here. That looks juicy. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to control from there. Can we just jump straight into a docking? I wonder if we can. Docking our autopilot. Can I just yeah, can I just enable it? There we go. Moving toward the starting point. Is it going to be too much for it though? Is it going to go past it? Is the problem I'm now thinking it might have. Yeah. Is it just, oh, it's gonna, let's have a look. All right, let's watch this. I mean, it's allowed to dock at 1 meter per second, so yeah, there is an opportunity there. We can kill that. Target speed is 0.6. Okay, that's good. So we're actually coming in at a reasonable rate here, and it's just going to move towards aligning to that, I think, and then it's just going to move in. This could be actually, ironically, a really nice approach. So we're going to dock on the bottom there, not near the other one. Originally I was going to dock all of these up at that far end, because with crew side and everything, but we're coming in towards this end anyway, so I thought we might as well. And it also keeps it away from here, which is a positive. So let's get the auto docking done. Right, so we are now pretty much lined up, and it is a case of approach and dock, I'm hoping. So we're gonna let the autopilot do this. We were about 90 meters out when this started, so it could be a minute and a half, it could be 2 minutes, it could be 3. I'm not entirely sure. It depends how fast this is going, but you can see it is definitely pushing the forward thrust on right now. Why do you always end up docking on the dark side of the planet? I mean, it always happens, doesn't it? So we've got some lights on in the habitation module. We've got some on the little science unit that was added at the bottom there, which was in excess, which we've never really continued that project, but you could imagine using them to just build up a small station. The problem we've got though is we can knock up a station this size with 2 launches now. In fact, we probably could do it with 1 actually, with one of our new launch vehicles. But anyway, so we're just going to come in, and I think the sun is coming around. Yeah, there we are. Look at that. So that's actually probably a better view, isn't it? We're coming in, the engine of not usability there in the view, and you can see the pod on the top of the station there is what the previous crew arrived in. I can't remember if its engine works though. It'd be nice if it did. And then we have to decide what we're going to do about bringing the crew back. Whether we put the new crew onto this pod, or whether we bring back the other one. I think we'll probably bring back the other one. Put the crew onto it and then bring it back. So what we'll do is, once this is docked, I will transfer the crew around. We'll move the old crew off onto their pod. I'm not sure how long they've been there. I need to check, see if it's reset or anything like that. It might be that we just we pull off the crew that are looking a bit not so good for themselves and just leave one of them behind, and then we've got crew that can manage them at least. I don't know. I haven't decided. Maybe if you just leave them all up there until they go crazy. That's probably an idea, isn't it? We just see which ones don't last very well. Right, so we're going to come in ever so gently. I am a little concerned by the solar panel there, if I'm honest. I hadn't thought about how close that is. So let's just have a look. Oh, that is a little tight. That's possibly the reason why we stopped docking at this end, because of the solar panels. We could pull them in. I do have plans for a large extension that will allow us to sort of, have good power on the station, because at the moment the power is not great. But there we go. That's a good shot, isn't it? Little shot there. And we are all but docked, I believe. Going in and coming in nicely. There we go. Ever so close, and contact. We are there. There we go. Wonderful. Right. And it's done. We are attached. Right. So first steps first. We need to first of all aim the camera down here, because I'm going to need to do some stuff. So what I will do is now I'm going to go and shut down all of the things we need, move the crew around so we've got them in compartments and off here, and then I can shut down everything that needs to be shut down. Right, and we have completed, I mean, to get rid of this, and we have completed some missions. We have completed the 4 crew, which gives us 300,000. We have completed the 5 crew, which gives us some more money. And is there a 6 crew? Is there a 10 crew? Okay, and we've got 6, so we're not going to get to 10. I wonder how much you get for that. Right, this thing is quite heavy, isn't it? So what we need to do is, so we've got a crew member in here. We have, I can't remember who. 0 pressurization. Oh, that's not good. Let's have a look. Can we pressurize it? No. I think we need to move the crew then, don't we? Oh, did we put the crew there? Oh, I put the crew up here. 14%. Oh, the pressurization is not good at the moment. Pressure controller on. Is that gonna help? Is this is okay, we've got pressure controllers that are just not running. Pressurization, you get that running as well, please. What's the situation on site? Let's have a look. Exposure's not great. We have pressure is kilopascals. Let's have a look. How are they doing? So they've got where does it tell me how they are doing? Habitat? No. Environment. Radiation, solar panel, temperature's okay. Solar panel's not great. EVAs, we've got that. Shielding, pressure's okay. So they're living okay at the moment, I think. We've not got an issue with poisoning of any sort. 3%, 3%, 30%, 36%, 33%, 3%. Right. The other mission we were looking at was the timed mission, 60 days. So we've got 35 days. So they're actually 25 days in. And this is going to continue. I wonder whether we can rotate crew out, and whether it counts to that. So we'll keep a mind on that. So this thing, one thing we need to do is actually shut this off. So let's have a look. Command state operational. Where is the avionics? Where do I shut you down? Shut down avionics. There we go. That makes us a little better off. What's it do for... Oh, electric is not looking healthy. It is going up. It is going up. What happens if we put it on a little bit of the sunrise and so forth? We've got electric charge for a day and 4 hours, a day and 3 hours. Okay, that's not great. I wonder if we need to rotate the craft a little bit. Let's get the RCS on. Turn that off. Turn that on. And if I just need to, we just need to rotate a little bit until we get a bit better with the old avionics. And we would actually, I'd like it to be orbital normal. Would be best, actually. Would be good. Oh, there we are. We actually had a nice bit of power there. That was going to be days worth of power. Let's see. Turn that off. Turn that on, and then get this round. Let's get this round a bit. We want to get full power. There we go. That's good. We've got an awful lot of thrusters now on this thing to orientate it. There we go. So we're now at 50. 52. That gives us perpetual. That gives us perpetual electric charge. That's better, isn't it? But I do think we need to look at electrical storage and so forth in the future for this. Also, these are just annoying me, but you know what? We can't really do much about it. Right. What have we got left in here? We've got a little bit of lithium, but that thing is pretty much dead, isn't it? So that could actually be deorbited. Yeah, you know what? Can we output something else? Oh, that's interesting. Why is that? Oh, because that's the return. Now, what have we got? Let's see if we can actually move some fuels around. All right, there's a nice little trick I didn't know you could do. If you actually just hover over here and choose one, you can actually then do the transfer between all of them. That's actually quite nice. So I'm basically just emptying this now of all of its stuff. We'll just let that run a bit. Is it going to do it? It said it was doing it. Go on out. Thank you. Right. And we're going to speed that up just a smidgen. See if we can get that to empty a bit quicker. In fact, does it let you do it when it's on time warp? Yes, it does. Okay, good. Good. So we can just get rid of all of that lithium hydroxide, fill up the extra space we have all around the site. Right, that's that done. So this thing now has pretty much nothing else to give us. We can get rid of the lithium hydroxide. Don't need that. Why is this still showing again now? Where is it gone? There we go. Right. So we've got the lithium hydroxide out of it, which means we don't really have any need for this anymore. So I think we're going to undock it, and we'll jump to it. And do we have everything on? We've got aerosine, helium. We could have emptied that, but that's not massively important. We're going to activate its avionics. We're going to turn its RCS on. We're going to thrust away. There we go. Now the question we all have is, does this thing actually have the ability? Let's have a look. Retrograde to orientate itself. Will its engine start, or is this engine gone as well? I think this engine is gone as well, isn't it? Oh, no. It's showing us okay. Oh, now. Of course, this one would be okay, wouldn't it? Yeah, because it's not important. So we're just going to dump this. This is not a re-entry vehicle. It's not a test vehicle. It's a dumping vehicle. So we're going to do that. We're going to arm this. No ignitions remaining. Oh, so it is dead. So because we've unloaded it, it is dead. Right. So this thing we'll just let it do its stuff now and pull itself out of orbit. Okay. And let's go back to the main screen. Alright, so I'm actually just deorbiting this at the moment, and I realized that there was a reason we were keeping this up on orbit, which was I was looking at the loss of liquid hydrogen and liquid oxygen from this unit in the center here. Now, I don't know how long this has been up now. I should have noted down, and I probably said I was going to note down, and I forgot to note down when it actually went up. I used to keep spreadsheets on things like this, but this series is a bit more relaxed than that. So I don't know how long it's been up, but what we can see is it's barely used anything. It's barely lost anything. It's been up there for at least, I would say, 15 days at least, and I think it's probably a lot longer. So with that in mind, I think we can say pretty much, yeah, fuel cells to the moon and back are pretty okay. Not a big problem. This thing is going to go through the atmosphere. That's pretty much what's going to happen. So I think we're going to watch it. I think we're going to finish this episode off with the gratuitous re-entry shot, obviously, of this thing smashing into the atmosphere. Here we go. We're about to enter the atmosphere now. So this will be no doubt quite fun. We'll pop this on. It should burn up pretty quickly, actually. If it survives, that is a concern because this crafter is designed not to survive re-entry. It's designed to be a garbage craft. It's designed to be a delivery to the station, and then that's it. What I think is we will make some alterations. I'm going to have a look. When we finish this, we'll finish the episode with actually having a look at the Dog 4 and this, I think this is the Cat 1. We'll have a look at changing out the engines, I think is what we're going to have to do, because it's just not working for us, is it? I think these engines are just not working for us. We'd be better off with some 1 kilonewton thrusters or something instead, because yeah, we're constantly resorting to having to use other things for this. So yeah, I'm not too worried about what's going on and stuff and things. So there we go. Right, let's see this thing burn up, shall we? Where are we now? We're definitely in the atmosphere anyway, and we're definitely catching the atmosphere. We can get rid of these. We don't need to look at them. We could watch them actually, see if there's any impact with the temperature on return. But yeah, this thing is, it's not long for this world, I don't believe. I think we're coming in at 7,000 meters per second. Well, almost 8,000 meters per second. What's surface? Yeah, 7,500 meters per second, and we are losing speed now. This flat bottom will act as a bit of a thing to stop us in our tracks when we hit the atmosphere. We're at 100 now. This is where we're going to start losing altitude very quickly. Yeah, there we go. Right, we're at a point now where this thing is going to burn up, I think, pretty quickly. I think we will see it happen pretty rapidly. Interesting, our surface speed is slowing down. We do have the RCS firing. We are now definitely not coming back out of the atmosphere, even no matter what doubt we had there. The apoapsis is now in the atmosphere, so there is no escape. Interestingly, this is showing us as having 1,192 meters per second delta V on this. We never need that much. So this is just, oh, it's because we've emptied the stock, haven't we? Wow. That just shows you how much that mass actually makes up. So this thing should, there we go. We're about to go. We're going now. I sense we're about to have a problem. We are overheating. The bottom's going to go. We're going to lose the avionics. There we go. Avionics are gone, and bits have fallen apart. And the final part is the docking port. Are we going to lose that? Are we going to lose the docking port? Is it going to? Oh, is the docking port going to hit somebody? Oh dear, that could be a problem, couldn't it? No, it's gone. Right, back to the Space Center. Right, so while that was going on, we got a bit more science, so we can do a bit more upgrading of things and stuff. I think next episode we're going to look at the Leela 1 and the Leela 2, see how they go. So that's going to be, 40, 50 days in the future, because of course we've got the crew orbiting now. They're going to try and get to, what are we aiming to? 60 days? 60 days. I think we're going to, by the time the Leelas are ready, I think that will be completed, so we can check that. If not, I will give it to us because there's only about 35 days left, something like that. We've got 120 days until the Saturn mission, so that's not that's not a big thing for us. So we're at a nice point. Let's look at the Dog 4. Right, so here is the Dog 4C. We're going to have the Dog 4D because we're on to the next version of it. So first things first, grab our stuff. Oh, we've grabbed the asterisk. Oh well, that's interesting, isn't it? Right, so the first thing we want to look at, 800 meters per second, weighs 5.6 tons. Okay, what's our avionics actually give us control of? 6. Right, so we're not too worried about that. First of all, we need 800 meters per second and 5.6 tons. We're going to take that off. What have we got engine-wise that we can use? We could use these little thrusters actually, couldn't we? We could use a little ring of thrusters. Oh, I like that. Alternatively, if we used a ring of thrusters, it would allow us to put a docking port on the other end as well. And that becomes interesting in many ways. But yeah, that is interesting actually. Now, what can we do with these? What can they do? So we need to change them to Aerosine NTO. That's nice. And that's pretty much lighter than that one. How much does that weigh? Like, how much do one of you weigh? That's interesting. That's 5.63. Okay, so it's not too bad. So these are just lighter. Okay. They do take 16 minutes to burn. How much was that taking to burn? That was taking 3 minutes. Okay, so we need quite a few of those. Right. In fact, we need a lot of them. We need like a big ring of them. But that's fine. We could definitely do that. So what was the mass there again? So 5.6, and these are going to take me to 5.6. Okay. And what we could do then is we can then change this, because this of course will be completely wrong. So this has got my Aerosine We could remove all the tanks and we could put the Aerosine back into it. There we go. What are these taking? Are these using the same thing? Engines, those are Aerosine, and these ones up here. What are you? Are you Aerosine as well? You are, right. And of course we don't use that tank for anything. And now we're back up to what we were. Oh, that's interesting. We're a little bit heavier than we were, but that's not a problem. We could go, there's a thought. We could go for 6, and then, oh hello, we'll go 6, and then, other side please, and then another 6. That gives us 6 minutes. That's a nice bit of thrust. And then equally, if I was, what's that? That's the Apollo docking system that we use, right? We could actually put a docking port on the other side if we were really that way inclined. And that gives us, wow, that gives us a nice interesting little craft, doesn't it? And then if we really wanted to, we could actually take this down to say like here and here and here. It would still give us that, and it would be, ooh, now that is interesting. So we could have a docking port on the bottom, and we could then have 2 docking ports. It could act as an in-between. That's an option that I quite like, just by changing maybe the utilization of the tank. Yeah, that I like. Okay, so we'll go with that. What we do need to do is just make sure these are all very nicely positioned in the stock form. Yes, as the way we do these things. Gotta make them pretty. I actually don't like it that far, so we're gonna go out of it. Do I like it there? No, I don't. That's right in my thing. Can I go all the way out? Is that a thing that we can do? Hello, can I do? That's better. Right, and then if I do this one, can I do you all the way out as well? So we're gonna have a ring of thrusters round the outside on the bottom of that tank. Yeah, I like that. Right, it's a little heavier. So can we, how much of this can I do without me having to tool it is the question. That requires tooled. Where does the toolage stop? There we go. Right, that is not terrible. Ooh, that's a little bit more than I want. That would be perfect. Yeah, I think I'm willing to. How much is it going to cost me to tool that tank? 5,000 funds. Tool it saves me 1,000 each time. Right. I think that's what we're going for. So just check all of these are correct. Can they go? Oh, they can go up, and I can pay more funds to get it better. Oh, how exciting! Can we do you as well? Oh, we can. Right. Oh, that's made it better than the other one. How has that even happened? Wow. Can we upgrade all of these? Is this... We've got extra tech since we built it, haven't we? That's what's happened. Okay. So we've now got all these things uprated. It's actually more efficient. It's actually lighter than it was. Okay. Now this does mean that I'm going to have a look at this, because we're going to have to open this up and see where do I sit on my fairing in this situation. Yeah. I think we're going to need to raise you up a little bit. Yeah, I think that's going to need to happen, isn't it? So I think this is going to have to be moved down. Isn't there a setting for this where it starts? No, because it's a fairing. It's not a thing. Oh, base size, max size, no size. Right. So we do need to be a bit clever here. We need to just move this down, to there. That's it. And then we don't want this to mess up. Oh, this is easily going to fit, isn't it? Now, interestingly, we don't have... Interestingly, we don't have a name for this rocket. I'm just calling it the Dog 4. But that's a bit like the Soyuz, isn't it? That the end up the Soyuz is the Soyuz or the capsule is the Soyuz, but the rocket has become the Soyuz, even though it was the R7 that's been modified. So probably should name this if we're going to use it. It can get a decent payload into orbit, and we may use it for geostationary stuff. Is actually what I'm thinking. But anyway, I think we're gonna build a couple of those. We're gonna unlock the Nike. Oh, that's expensive, isn't it? Oof, terrible. Right, build a couple of those. 2, 3, 4. We're gonna need those going up to the station. I may do the cat off camera. And modify it to match or something. I don't know what we'll do. We might not even use the cat. Might have enough resources on that station for a while. So, and that's going to be the end of this episode. Next time we are going to the moon with the whatever it's called. I don't. What are we calling it? What's the craft called? The Leela. The Leela is going to the moon. Okay, that's the clue. And yeah. So from me until next time, have a great one.